Well, a big, wonderful welcome to you. Welcome to Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, Lady JB, and I am delighted to be here because, well, it's Friday. Friday, it's a fabulous Friday, and we're talking about connections and way to grow connections. And we have an incredible guest talking about connections and in the workforce and connections at work. And we're going to parlay that into connections at home and connections with your family. So it really is about creating connections, and that's what this show is all about. If we're going to ignite humanity, we have to come together and create those connections and build friendships and forge relationships and get to know our neighbors and our coworkers and our friends in a new and unique way that is going to empower us and bring us together. And we're going to be talking about that today. Now, it is Friday, so that's kind of fun because many times on Fridays, people have a lighter workload. There's Friday afternoon parties at work, there's celebrations, birthdays, and events are happening. And a lot of times now, more than ever, companies are bringing their employees together to create a family unit, more of a community and a camaraderie and an ecosystem within the workforce. So if you're watching this and you're at work, well, welcome. We love it. If you're driving, fantastic. If you're a solopreneur, of course, you're creating culture. If you're a mom or a dad or a family member, you also are creating community and connections. And we're going to be talking all about that with our amazing guest. Well, let me introduce her out of the gate. She is an amazing author. Chellie Phillips is on a mission to build people centered cultures in today's workplace so both employees and businesses thrive and succeed. Her successfully ever after and value culture formulas are designed to make you irresistible in the workforce so you can land the perfect job or attract the most talented employees. She's developed award winning employee engagement programs, which have received national recognition and are now being modeled across the US. And she works with corporate leaders to design and create a company culture encouraging employees, support growth, and communities. The fantastic and fabulous news is today, Chellie Phillips is launching her brand new book, and we're going to be talking about that. Let's welcome her to the show.
Hey JB, it's great to be here with you.
Well, you must be feeling fabulous. Did you wake up this morning and throw back the covers and be like, today's a big day? This project, this book, this wonderful, amazing life force that you brought to the world in the form of a book is launching today. So, congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Friday's always a great day because it marks the end of the week and the beginning of something new. But this one was even more special this morning because it's like everything that has finally all come together and it's finally out there in the world for everybody to see.
Yeah, and we want to support you so much and really encourage you and the work you're doing. And maybe even my team could get a graphic of your book. It's called Culture Secrets, and it's really about it's behind, and I guess I shouldn't describe it, although I'm so blessed and grateful to be the publisher, but you describe it. Tell us the essence of Culture Secrets.
Yeah, we spend over 90,000 hours of our life at work. And if you can do that in a place that you enjoy going, that makes you feel valued and that you feel like you're a contributor, how much better is that for us all? Not only for us as an employee, but for the employer too, because that means you're going to show up excited, you're going to enjoy the people that you work for, it's going to make you more productive, which makes them more profitable and successful down the line. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, I so agree with you because I think a lot of times people feel this arduousness around going to work. They feel this dread. They feel this, it's a have to, it's a must. And what I love about what you're sharing is that work is really a place for you to blossom and grow and step into some of your own dreams using your work and the work that you do really as a launch pad for you to be the greatest version of you. Can you extrapolate on that a bit? I'm not saying it as eloquently as you do.
Uh, yeah, if you are working someplace that really values what you're bringing to the table, and you're able to continue that development path along the way, that your employer is encouraging you to learn new things, to learn more about the business, and to get actively involved, to collaborate across. Different departments and things like that. So you're building relationships. You're also learning new skills. And I think one thing that we all love in the workforce is feeling like we're contributing. And, when I'm learning something new, it keeps my brain engaged. It keeps me excited about showing up. And then it also allows me to show my supervisors or whoever I'm working for, hey, that I'm an engaged part of this team. I'm somebody that's going to be a continual learner, that I'm someone that you want to have on your team. And when those promotion opportunities come up, you're going to be the first person that they think of because you're the one that's taking on the new challenges. You're not afraid to learn. You're not afraid to grow. And, that just going to means that you're going to be more successful in whatever they place you in throughout the course of your career.
And it's a really important piece because let's be honest, we spend so much of our lives at work and so much of our livelihood. And if we're going to ignite humanity, we need to do it in the workplace. We need to do it with the things that we spend so many hours at. I think you have a quote or a statistic in your book about how much time we spend in the workplace.
Yeah, it's a little over 90,000 hours of our life, or that's a third of our entire life that we're spending inside, some kind of work facility. So, when if you really wake up and you're dreading to go there, and when you pull in the parking lot and you feel like, okay, I just got to get through the day. I just got to get through the day, and you're having to give yourself that pep talk. I mean, that's no way to be. That, if you're not feeling it, you're going to end up at the end of the day at 5 after you've kind of faked your way through it, or that you have just, remained low so that nobody picks you up on the radar or anything like that. You bring that home with you too. So it impacts your family, it impacts your friends. And so, really culture inside a workplace, when you can build that thriving culture, it really does improve not only the work, but it improves your family life, it improves your friendship opportunities. Because let's face it, if you have a crappy boss, or you're not feeling it that day, and you go to lunch with your friends, what do? You complain about work the whole time.
Mm,
And if you
mhm.
do that month after month after month, eventually, like, okay, I'm not going to invite them to lunch anymore because I want to be around somebody that's a little bit more excited. Or your spouse isn't going to ask you when you get home in the evening, well, how was your day? Because they already know the answer, because it's going to, like, okay, it was crap. It sucked. So we're going to just avoid that conversation. And so instead, if you can find a place that really values, and that they've built their culture around values that are in line with your values as a human being, then it's just a way better fit. It's way more synchronous, so that, your outside work life and your inside work life are all in balance.
And I like the way you talk about it's bottom up and it's top down. You as the employee or the team member, even when we're working remotely, it's up to us to show up with the kind of culture that is going to create harmonious and connection in our work environment. And it's also fundamentally important for the top people at the top, the leaders, the directors, the people who are running the business to create the culture and also filter it down. Can you speak a little bit about that? Because I know that many times people want to pass the buck or they want to, blame someone else. They want to think it's somebody else's responsibility. In your book, you really talk about the importance of getting everybody involved and everybody cohesively working together.
Yeah, I call it a value culture. And, the V in value is all about vision. And someone has to set that vision, but you can't be the lone person that's responsible for it. You need to get feedback from all of the people that are there. You can have a big vision, but then the smaller pieces and the core values and the behaviors that are going to make that vision happen, you really need to have buy in from all levels inside your organization. And, the A in the value formula is accountability. We're each accountable for ourselves, first of all. So, how I show up at work, whether that's in a cubicle or that's in a corner office, is on me. The attitude that I bring in that door with me every day is something that I'm responsible for. And I'm responsible for how I treat the person sitting next to me, or how the person that's passing me in the hall feels about me, or how my team feels when I'm working with them. So, yes, there is that the way that you make culture a success inside an organization is you have the big vision, but you also have input from everybody that's taking part of that. And when you're all on the same page and you all agree that yes, this is the value system that we're going to honor inside the workplace, and that we each hold ourselves accountable to the behaviors that we're going to say that we want to exhibit, then it doesn't matter whether you have a title after your name or not. You're a leader because you're an influencer, because you're influencing the entire culture inside that organization at that point.
And it's so well said because as you're talking, I'm thinking like that applies to families and that applies to relationships and that applies to parents and kids. That same value culture system, having a vision for the family, having some accountability. Can you just parlay that into folks that maybe are solopreneurs or maybe they have a big family unit or maybe they're part of a church or a community?
Absolutely, and it was funny when I was doing research for the book, one of the people that I talked to, one of the things they talked about was they did and, they had a family meeting, and because they had gone through this process at work, they decided we're gonna come up with the 5 core values that are gonna represent our family, and, one of the things that I really learned throughout this book is that words mean different things to different people. So if I say the word integrity, we might all have a slightly different interpretation of what that means. But if I put the behavior next to it, I'm always going to do the right thing. Then no one can have there's no wishy-washy. There's no gray
Mhm.
area that okay, so we're going to say integrity is our value and this is the behavior that we're going to emulate so that we know that we are living that value. So whether you're in the workplace or whether you're at home or whether you're part of a club or an organization, you can do that same exercise. You can come up with what are the core values that we want this unit, whether it's a family, a church, whether it's an organization, whether it's a sorority, whether it's a club, whatever it is, whatever this organization is going to stand for, that we are going to get behind and we're going to agree that, yes, this is what's most important to us. And we can start building our own mini cultures throughout every different aspect of our life.
Yeah, and when you get have the same values and the same ideas and you're very clear, then it becomes such a deeper connection because everyone is very clear. I also like the way you said implementation is so important. You talk about that in the book, that even though you come up with a great idea or you set out your values or you have a meeting, really the next step is to make sure that you implement, you do what you say you're going to do and how important that means to the team that you are your word. Can you share about that?
Yeah, it's exactly what we were talking about, assigning those behaviors. That those are something that you're going to talk about at every team meeting that you have or every family meeting that you have. The same thing if you want to carry it over outside of work into your family life. You're going to have that as the front of mind conversation. So when you start a meeting, you're going to have a reminder that these are our core values now and this is how we're going to use these to make the decisions that we're going to use to make going forward. The thing that happens a lot when culture fails is that we give it a splashy name, and then we have a big rollout party, and then after 3 months, nobody's ever heard of it again.
Mm.
And so for culture to become successful and for it to become really ingrained in the unit is something that has to be top of the mind all the time. And that's from your leadership, your high level leadership to your mid level to your frontline people. It doesn't really matter where it is. That conversation needs to be continually happening. It needs to be, we need to be reminding each other of what those values are. And we also not need to be afraid of calling someone out. That's that accountability piece and that leadership piece that goes into that formula that we're talking about. If they're not meeting those values or if they're not in alignment, and you can do it in a way that's not designed to tear someone down. That can actually be a coaching moment so that you can build somebody up and get them on the right path again.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm curious, what is the L and the U and the E in the rest of the formula?
So L is all about leadership because leadership touches every aspect of that process. And the one thing I always like to reiterate is that a leader doesn't have to have a title after your name. Leadership is all about influence. So whether you are, the lowest paid person in the organization or the highest paid person in the organization, you can be a leader in your own space. And all that is being, I am going to be someone that is going to be influential. I'm going to help to set the path. I'm going to make it where people want to be around me, be on my team, working beside me, enjoying this relationship that we're building as coworkers or as teams or as families. And so then you is all about the uniqueness of the people inside that organization because each of us bring something different to the workplace based on the experiences that we have, based on our education, based on our travels, based on the way we were raised and what we were taught as our family values and everything else. And we never know what's happening in someone's life outside of what's going on in work unless we take the time to ask. And so, really for leaders that we were talking about, it's important for them to get to know the people inside that organization on a personal level too. You need to really find out what is it that they value? What is it that they struggle with? What is it that they want to achieve? And how can you, as that leader, help make that path for them? And that just grows the stronger culture. And then finally, if you're doing all of that stuff as a leader, if you've got that big vision, if you're being accountable to everybody, if you're leading, from the front, that you're actually emulating what you're talking about and what you're putting out there, and you're building these relationships with your unique people, you're going to have the engagement that we all seek inside the workplace. And that
Mm.
engagement leads to more satisfaction. We're happier at work. Our customers are happier because they're getting better experiences when people are interacting with them. And then we're also going to have better experiences with each other. Our teams are going to function better. We're going to be more creative. We're going to be more collaborative. And it's just going to be a better situation all the way around that just adds to more success and enjoyment for everybody.
So well said. I have to tell you a little personal story. I've been so blessed to be working with Chellie for the last 9 months as her book coach, her author, and publisher. And a couple of weeks ago, I was in the airport and there was a young, maybe 3-year-old sort of toddler running around, and the parents were chasing after it and then going out. And then the child was going to do this and going to do that. And I was working on your book, Chellie, and I was kind of looked up at this little one and I was like, wow, that is going to be a future leader. Like, she just really had this leadership presence, and her parents were really, like following her. And I thought, this book really lends itself, like, this is a book that this parent has to read. This is a book that this youngster should read. And it also made me realize, like, ding ding ding, idea for your next book, like the value culture, how important it is in families, and how we can bring all of this together. So I just want to say bravo, because so much of your book just expands out of the workforce into the entrepreneur, the solopreneur, the family, and even just relationships, one-on-one, relationships. It's really, really a powerful book, and I'm very proud of it and super excited for you. Let me just say, what was the reason? What was the ignite moment and the thing that sparked in you that made you decide? Were you like that little 3-year-old in the airport?
I'll say it's been a journey. So this is my third book. The first one was very personal. It was about personal success. The second one that I did was all about for young professionals, basically entering the workplace, talking about branding yourself and setting yourself up for promotion and how you get noticed for doing the right things inside the workplace. And so it's like, well, if I have the goal for personal success and I've branded myself and I'm working for my career path, I want to be someplace that's going to really help me grow and expand, and what does that look like? And so I got to thinking about it as you're like, so I need this corporate piece. So we need the environment piece that we're going to
Mhm.
make. If I'm worried about success, then we've got to set these people up for success by giving them the environment where it's going to grow. One of my favorite interviews in the book that I did was with Gary Ridge. He's the CEO of WD-40 Company. And you can read all about it in the book, but he talks about culture being a petri dish. And when he was in high school or college, he had a teacher that, they gave him a petri dish, and in science, they were growing these cultures. And cultures either grew because of what you put in them, or they died because of what you didn't put in them.
Mm.
And, to me, that was one of the strongest, most important analogies in that book. And you couldn't get any more clear, because the ingredients that build a culture are so important, and it is what makes them thrive, and it's what makes the people be engaged and be satisfied and be happy with what they're doing. Same thing in life, same thing at work. And so, I've been very blessed over the years to have a lot of great bosses, but I have had one really bad boss. And, I kept thinking, it's like, I'd love to send him a copy of this and be like, here,
Yes.
maybe you'll learn something, and maybe everybody won't leave like I did. And, other things like that. Maybe there was a small petty moment like that for me too. But it really is,
But it
especially
helped you, like, even
it really did.
that moment also propelled you forward into this incredible moment, and your book is gonna go out and change the lives for thousands and hundreds of thousands because you had that moment, and now you're using it to benefit others, and that truly is the recipe for igniting humanity. I wanted to ask you that before we run out of time. How do you feel that this book, and you're so passionate and educated around culture and around workforce, how do you feel that is really going to benefit, and how important is it that we ignite humanity in a new and unique way through our workforce culture?
I think it gets even more important after what's happened in the world the last few years. People have really taken the time to evaluate what is important to them. Whether it's their family spending more time with them, whether it's, they were in a career maybe that was not very satisfying and they're not doing something that they enjoy all the time, or it's not, challenging them to learn new things and keep them excited about showing up and giving them opportunity to grow and branch out as a person in the workforce. And even our new generation that's coming into the workforce right now, one of the things that we're finding from them is that they're very value centered, that they'll take an opportunity to work someplace where the values of the company are more in line with their values as a person, even so if it's not the highest paying offer that they're getting. So the whole values piece of that culture, and how companies are showing up, how that, you keep thinking about like environmental sustainability. A lot of the younger generation, the millennial generation and the Gen Z that's coming past them, they care about those kind of things and they want to work for companies that say they care about these same things as well. There's a lot of social issues that people care about, that they want to see that the company that they're working for is also responsible, and that they're, very inclusive and they have diverse workforces, and they don't want to feel like they're working someplace that doesn't attract all different types of people into that organization again. So building these cultures and making sure that they're representative of the people that are actually there. And, I think it's going to become even more and more relevant over the next few years as we begin attracting these newer generations into the workforce, and as people really begin looking into, potential with flex schedules because they want to be able to go
Mhm.
to a kid's ball game, or maybe they need to take care of an aging parent or different things like that, that companies are really going to have to evaluate, how do we really keep the people that we want who are doing great work, and how can we make this a collaborative effort to have an environment that really helps everyone thrive?
Well, your book certainly focuses on that. It's so informative. Let's not keep them in suspense any longer. We have a beautiful image of the book that we would love to share. Here you are, folks. This is amazing. Chellie Phillips' new book, Culture Secrets: Secrets Leaders Use to Build a Value Culture. It's a beautiful, phenomenal, fabulously super thick and full of goodness book. You can get it today free on Amazon, a digital download. Chellie is gifting that to all of our viewers. Thank you, Chellie. We so appreciate it. Go to Amazon and click on Culture Secrets, and you can get a copy of it today for free. You don't have to pay for it. You can get a digital copy that you can download, you can read, you can share with your team, you can put it out in a company memo. You
However you
can
want
help
to.
with your family. You have to put the link in the company memo and tell everybody to go download it. And of course, we really appreciate, everything that you're doing and this mission that you're on. We want people to be able to have access to it. So go download a copy of Chellie's book. It really is a wonderful read. She has some fabulous interviews in there with some high level executives that she has taken and gleaned their wonderful golden nuggets and put them in the book. And we would love for you to get a copy of it today as a download. It's going to be available April 28th, 29th, and 30th, available for free. So if you love culture, or you know somebody who loves culture, you know somebody who's running a business, please send them the link, or send them a copy of this video, or send them, go get that Culture Secrets book by Chellie Phillips, because it really is something that's going to make a massive difference. Any final words you'd like to share? We'll put up on the screen how people can find you and learn more. I know that you're a speaker, a trainer, a teacher. You do all kinds of things, corporate training, you help individuals. But any last words you'd like people to just know about you so that they get the full scope of how powerful Chellie is?
I would love for you to connect with me online through LinkedIn, especially. I'm on there all the time, and I really do actually engage with the people who engage with me online. It's that, we're talking about the culture is like, I love learning about the people that care about the same things that I care about, that are interested in learning and growing and that kind of thing. So if I can be a resource for you, please connect with me. I love to meet people, and then I would love for you to share your thoughts. If you download the book, let me know what you think, and how are you going to take these things and implement them inside the workplace that you have now.
Fabulously said. Thank you so much. I want you to have a fantastic day. Please go celebrate. Just do something to really showcase you and be proud of you, because you've done an incredible amount of work and you put something really beautiful together. I'm super, super proud of this book. I'm so honored to be the publisher and share it. I think that so many people are going to feel ignited through reading this book, and so many cultures and businesses are going to feel ignited. We didn't even talk about once a culture is ignited, it filters out to the customers and to the community and to the suppliers. And so much like what we do at Ignite Humanity, one little gesture creates this massive ripple effect that starts to ignite the planet. Thanks so much for being here, Chellie. Have a fantastic book launch day and blessings to you.
Woo-hoo. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, JB.
You got it. You got it. Well, let's just show you that one more time, that beautiful book cover, so you can see it. When you go check it out on Amazon, it's available this weekend for your free download, and we really want to make it available to you. I feel so blessed to be able to publish books with amazing individuals who truly are doing what we call empowerment. We are the leaders of empowerment publishing. I'm so blessed that Forbes magazine has called me the heart-centered publisher on the planet, and I love creating books that ignite lives, empower people, support them, and really create a ripple effect. And I'm proud today to share with all of you this beautiful book, Culture Secrets, coming out with this amazing author who's worked so hard to really put together a fabulous way for you to enjoy being at work. And also, there's some great tips in here about family, friends, and relatives. All right, well, we love having you at Ignite Humanity Live. And if you'd like to watch this episode again, go check out our portal where we have all of our episodes available for free for you. You can see this episode and all the episodes we've been doing till now every single day, Monday to Friday. We have guests on the show talking about ways to ignite humanity. And if you'd love to know what we're all up to, what are we doing to ignite humanity, go to our website, because you will see we are creating our own compilation book about igniting humanity. We're doing a movie and a docu-series. We're doing all kinds of fun things, and we are building schools. So if you would like to be a part of igniting humanity through our school organization, we are working with the Classroom of Hope, and we are building schools in third world countries. You can donate, because just $1 buys a brick for the many schools that we're building. And we love knowing that your dollar buying a brick made from recycled plastic pulled out of the landfills is going to ignite the lives of children. It's a beautiful ripple effect that is going to impact humanity. So go donate and have some fun. Well, all kinds of things are happening. It's Friday, so that means it's Connection Day. So if you're at work, we'd love for you to just make a little connection with somebody. Maybe talk to that one employee that you see all the time, but you just haven't made that connection with. Or go speak to someone you love at work that really makes your day. Buy them a cup of coffee, put a sticky note on their computer, go give them a little bit of a shoulder rub. Let them know how much you appreciate them. And you may want to even send a little thank you to your boss or to somebody who is in management, just saying thank you for being you. Thank you for the things that you do. Just say thank you to somebody, or even the janitor as you're way out the door, the man who helps with the elevator, who stands at the door, who cleans up, who takes the garbage. Those people need a thank you and a recognition also. That builds community and that builds culture. So say thank you to somebody. And if you're not in the workplace, well, I bet sometime today, you will go somewhere. You'll go buy a cup of coffee. You'll have some dinner. You'll pick up your dog at the pet shop. Something will happen. You'll be in someone's business. So say thank you to them. Tell them they're doing a good job. Let them know that you appreciate them, and give them some positive feedback, because every single business makes a difference on the planet, and each and every business truly is there to serve and provide and help you, help humanity, and really ignite the lives. All right, well, have a great one. Happy Friday. Go out and have a great weekend. Big blessings to you. And if you do one thing today, go download that book. All right, blessings, and take care.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.